Hello and welcome back to the Single Malt Review for our first, and I hope last, dramatic reenactment of a true event. Because in a show of technological genius, we weren't recording. Oh my goodness! Welcome to the power round. So we are going to do it all again, and I won't even promise that it's all true because I'll probably get some facts wrong. But here's how it went down. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was the stupidest thing I've ever done. Doubly stupid as the facts are revealed and the conclusion transpires. So here's how it went down, folks. We poured the whiskey after commenting that it looked quite conventionally coloured, which it is. So I'm going to foist a little bit more on there, and we're going to do our nosing and tasting again, because at least we won't deprive you of that. So yes, this is too dark for bourbon. Even first fill, I think this is off that particular spectrum there, and it's getting into pretty well-worn European oak of some kind or another. This
Body
one
is clearly rich, heavy oils in there. A strong but oddly savoury nose, hints of sourness.
very savoury,
of
very sour,
bitterness
very
even.
weird. It's got a funk. It's
Yeah.
got an immediate funk, and it's got. Initially, I thought no peat, but it's got a bit of peat.
Okay.
Just a maybe 2 birthday candles worth of peat, but no
I did not
more.
pick up on that.
No more.
What I did do though was try it at full cast strength.
And yes, it was.
Blew away my tongue and I had to have some water to chase it.
It remains a pretty spicy number. Not quite as spicy as that Ardnamurchan, but it's pretty stout stuff. But
Yeah.
unlike the Ardnamurchan, almost an inverse of it. This is a beautifully rich, on the palate, much more evidently sort of sherry-coated whiskey with oodles of sort of lovely confectionery, lovely sort of spice, but a real, I think my analogy was, if I can remember the whole thing, it was like vacuuming a room that needed to be vacuumed a year ago.
A dry, dusty attic. I think
It's
it's a real
a-
fust.
There's a foost, there's a mustiness, there's a dust in the air, there's an I'm about to sneeze quality to this,
Yeah.
which is it's got an antiquity to
I
it.
suspected you were leaning in a Fino sherry direction because our second clue here being I've lost my floor.
Indeed.
Which surely references Fino sherry.
Indeed, that was one of the real puzzlers of the clue, because the floor, I was so puzzling. I thought maybe the floor was a typo, and we were thinking completely the wrong direction. Because floor, obviously, a component in Fino sherry production, but to lose it, we were wondering, well, what whiskies were Fino matured and are no longer, and goodness me if I can scrape that off the top of the dome. But this also raised the terrifying spectre of, are the clues in order? Because the first one was, and as things will transpire, so was the second. And that folks,
Yeah.
that changes the game.
This whiskey properly baffled me. It's got a unique savouriness to it. It's bitter, it's sour. It's very interesting, very compelling, but I have no idea what I'm trying. I had no idea.
So my guess was Springbank, but weird.
Yeah.
Which is like saying Springbank, only Springbank. Not a very good descriptor for that particular distillery.
My guess, for want of anything better, was a Fino sherry finish. So imagine our shock, horror, surprise, and consternation. Bring up the card, card number 2, and it is.
It was indeed
It is
Springbank.
Springbank. It is 10 years old. It's 55%, so it's potent.
And
But
Palo Cortado.
Yes.
And 10 years old, we should
Yeah.
because well, I had it pegged for more like 15 and was
I was thinking-
incorrect, but never mind.
over 50%, no more than 10 years. And they nailed that part at least.
But after a very brisk bit of Wikipedia diving, Dave made he found the link. What
Palo
was it?
Cortado is essentially a sherry. It begins its life as Fino sherry. It has a floor, that floating iceberg of yeasts and funk which sits atop of it, but after a time it disappears and it becomes more like an Oloroso sherry. So it has lost its floor, as the description says, and it goes from being a Fino to something more akin to Oloroso. So it's like a transformative, it is
Yeah.
the liminal space of sherry.
And what it does to a whiskey is quite weird, because it's got that sourness and funkiness of a Fino, but also that big, robust, dried
Yeah.
fruit and spice of an Oloroso. So it's almost like two maturations in one. And I think this is something that would only ever happen at Springbank. Any other whiskey, if you propose this and be like, no, this is too this is, what are we doing? No, go away. We're making sensible whiskey here. But Springbank, that's what they're all about, making the weirdest whiskey under the sun and then becoming astonishingly successful because of it. So hats off to them once again. And this one must have completely passed me by. I don't know where it came from, but I certainly didn't see it in the shop.
Well, it uses a cask type from a fortified wine I never heard of until half an hour ago.
So this means if we get a 3 for 3 on clues, then we are living in a completely different age where we might actually get more of these wrong than not, which would be almost
right,
sacrilegious. Oh yeah,
Because we'll have clues that actually aligned to whiskey. We're not trying to guess and match a clue to a whiskey.
And courtesy of, albeit one of the more guessable whiskies out there, some might say the most. Actually, I think a lot of people would say the most, so I shouldn't pat myself on the back too hard. But the streak is on, and we're only on day 2 effective, day 2 of blind guessing. Goodness me, I am officially excited. So
join us tomorrow for another whiskey ranking, but the day after that for another guess.
Back into the good stuff, or rather the dangerous territory. So very pleased with that. Extremely unhappy with myself. If I ever do that again, I'm fired.
Well, I blame the camera having a red light to single recording and a red light to signal not recording.
There are no excuses. If I do it again, I'm going to return my approximately 55 cents a day to YouTube and quit. That's a promise. Or at least come back with a different moustache on or something. I don't know. Tim will be reborn. It will now be Dave and Chad. Let's hope we don't have to go there. Anyway, Sanja, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Julie. It deserved. It's such a good whiskey. It's such a good whiskey. It deserved professionalism, not what I gave it. But
good,
but
exciting, and humbling us once again.
Pick it. So good clue too. What a real. That would be the $1 million one if it was on that game show.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. Tasty. Slanja, we'll be right back.